Well, same thing when we were home brewing. We were looking at like, what are we going to call the brewery? And we had 8one8 written on the home brewing book. It's like, this is where we're from. This is what it is. And 8one8 Brewing. Like that's what it's going to be. And early on, there was like, it was either Instagram or Facebook. I got a message or like cool, you guys are going to be bringing a brewery to the valley, and you're calling it 8one8. But like, you also have like weight on your shoulders, like to represent us. I was like, boom, like. It was just like, we gotta come, we gotta bring it.
This episode is brought to you by our friend and sponsor at Sinacera. For custom and creative woodworks, follow Sinacera on Instagram.
I was working in aerospace. I actually worked at SpaceX for about 4 years as a tool designer and a mechanical engineer. And we kind of got this sort of going in the background while I was working there. Myself and my business partner, Brian. He's also my cousin. So yeah, we just kind of had this going. Well, not this, but just home brewing. We started the 5-gallon turkey fryer. Actually, there's one right behind you. This is our.
Is that the original one?
This is the original.
Get out of here!
Boil kettle.
So it started it all.
Oh yeah.
Man, so I actually read online that
a little age to it.
Yeah, a little bit, right? It adds more flavor to the beer. Yeah. That is hysterical, man. That's awesome. That's incredible. Yeah. I'm sure you're gonna put that up one day as like a trophy, right? Like a milestone, right?
Put it up on the wall.
Exactly. So I've read online that when one of the first bars that you went to where you actually got to enjoy a craft beer and it kind of introduced you guys to a craft bear was one of my personal favorite bars, Crazy Harry's in Winnetka, right? Would you mind like elaborating on that story?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just actually my Brian, my partner, and his brother-in-law Mario. Okay. They had a silk screen embroidery shop together, and that was actually what was originally here in the tasting room. Was their shop. So they would go, and they were just down the street from Crazy Harry's. They found Crazy Harry's, and they started becoming regulars there, and they let me know about it. One of the family gatherings. Cool new bar to check out. And so went down with them and met the owner, and met Jay, one of the bartenders there. And he was, big time craft beer connoisseur, really big into traditional German lagers, Belgians, Abbey ales, just across the board, crazy good IPAs. And just kind of enlightened us into what was out there that we didn't know about.
When we were there, it was actually called the Winnetka Inn. Okay. And Harry, who was Crazy Harry, had just bought the place, and was like, "Hey, come back next week. We're switching over to Crazy Harry's, and come back for the party." And we showed up, and it was a craft beer bar, and came in as corporate beer drinkers, and the bartender was like, "I don't know, try this, try that." And that just started that relationship of going back there, try these styles. Jay, the bartender, was talking about home brewing. Like, we can make our own stuff? Really? It's legal? And he kind of just took us under his wing and showed us the homebrew shop and the Mouthwash Falcons, and got Derrick involved, and it just snowballing. Yeah, just kept going. Yeah. So we signed our paperwork like October of 2014 is when the state said like 8one8 Brewing is a LLC.
You can make beer now.
Yeah. and then we did the build out. August 18th, 2015 is when the brewery was officially signed off. We could start making beer. And in November of 2015 is when Matador Red made its debut at Crazy Harry's. There's you can only express when you finally have it on tap and have people enjoy it. It's just.
818. I've kind of become one. I drank whatever, you know, whatever was there and whatever was cheapest at the liquor store. But now that I've been coming here, trying new beers, learning a little bit more about it. Took a tour of their, you know, their brewery in the back. So yeah, I've just gotten to know the craft a little bit more. I love the vibe. I love how relaxed it is. You know, everyone, you meet a new person every night, and they're always willing to hang out and talk to you. And it's just a great place to just have a beer and hang out. It's your first time coming out to 818 Brewing?
Yeah, first time.
What do you think so far?
I love it. I love the beer. What they have this year is good.
Are you a native to the Valley?
Yeah, I live in Panama City.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, she lives in Canoga Park. So
for sure.
Down here.
So when 818 Brewery opened in the Valley, how excited were you to hear that the Valley finally had another craft beer brewery that they can go visit?
Oh, it's awesome, man. Hey, another one to the name, man. Hey, that's awesome.
I was like, fuck yeah, there's a brewery in Canoga Park. That's my hometown, so there's nothing better than somebody opened up a brewery where you grew up.
I like the first stage. You can't see it right now, but because it's the rocket that's right across the street.
Okay.
So I mean, drink a beer that's named after a rocket's pretty.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Especially when it's from the valley. So
Yeah.
that's what I like that they do. They represent the valley. Like they're making sure that like everything. I know that for the Reseda Rye, they just had a art submission thing, so they were trying to get artists from the valley to represent them. So like, I like that they're bringing the community together.
The first system we started with here was a 3.5 barrel system.
Okay.
So 3 kettle system.
And what was that first beer that you guys were making with that 3-barrel system?
I think the first production one, yeah, definitely the first production beer we produced on that, or the first beer period we produced on it was our Valley Girl Blonde.
Okay.
On the label we have the description of, you know, she wouldn't be a Valley Girl if she wasn't a little bit high maintenance.
Okay.
And that comes from the very beginning.
Going back to the homebrew days, that was the blonde ale was our first beer. The unique thing about this is a blonde that's brewed on purpose. So there's the Kolsch yeast in there. It's not a Kolsch, but it gives it a distinct flavor. And some breweries I think just kick out the blonde. They might have it's just like it's just here's a blonde for easy drinking. There's a lot of pride in like the way that beer comes out, and that's kind of our gateway for the area. Like we have a lot of corporate beer drinkers still in the valley that come in and what can I have that's in that realm. Okay, start with the Valley Grill, and then we can move you on past there, but that's our starting point for what we're doing here. So, and then the Matador also crosses over. Matador is like the other side of that.
So when I try this beer here, like what flavors am I looking for? What should I expect?
It's you're gonna get, so it's not a lager, but you're gonna be on that lighter side. My main thing is the Kolsch. The Kolsch, like if you have a true Kolsch, a Kolsch yeast, you're gonna grab that. So
It's gonna have a little bit of a bite in the back end.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
Kolsch yeast,
yeah.
for sure. I'm gonna try this out. Cheers to you,
Cheers.
Brian. Cheers. Cheers to you, master drinkers. Oh yeah, man, I've had it before.
yeah,
It's one of my favorite beers as well. But you hit it right on the nose. That Kolsch yeast adds a really nice sharp bite at the back end. I can see how it could be considered a hybrid between a lager and an ale, because like the whole temperature difference between the two yeast strains. But that is just a really well-made Valley Girl blonde. So what was that second beer that you guys came out with? The next flagship beer that you guys are really excited about?
Believe it or not, it was only one that we'd, and it is a flagship now, Matador Red.
Okay, which is what I have right here.
Yes. And that one it was funny. We brewed it one time on a small system, and it was the second beer we brewed on the 3.5 barrel system.
Okay.
And it just came out great from the start.
All right.
It was just one of those recipes that just was fire from the beginning. It didn't have to adjust anything, and we just roll with it.
Don't you love it when something like that works out? Like all these plans just come together.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I just love that you guys made it red. I don't know if our master drinkers out there know too much, but this is actually one of my favorite styles. And I've been saying this since before I joined the team with Brews With Masters, and before I was actually in craft beer. The first beer I ever had from 818 was the Matador Red.
Okay.
And I'm not BSing you, Derrick. I honestly think you guys make one of the best versions of a red ale that I've ever had, and that's honest to God truth. I just think it's great. It's hoppy where it's supposed to be, but it's sweet where it's supposed to be as well. It's not overwhelming in either department. Would you mind just describing it a little bit more to our viewers?
Absolutely. So we do a 90-minute boil on this one, which caramelizes the wort, and that gives you those nice caramel notes. There's a touch of Scottish chocolate 400 malt, and that's where you'll get a little bit of that chocolate finish on there. But yeah, that's the big thing. You're gonna get caramel chocolate, a very light citrus. It's more citrus mouthfeel on the hops. We only do late hop additions, so 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and at 0.
So like very little bittering at all, right?
Yeah.
That's smart.
And we just want to pick up the mouthfeel, a little bit of aromatics on it. But it's very mild, very small amount of hop additions. And yeah, the main thing is exposing that great malt. That's 7 different types of malted barley in there. So it's a complex malt
I
cocktail.
was just gonna say, for it being a red ale, it's a very complex beer.
It's in between an Irish red and American amber ale. American amber ale has a higher bitterness than what we have on ours, and an Irish red has lower ABV.
Gotcha.
But the bitterness is kind of in the right range. So it's kind of in between those categories, which is why we don't usually try to send it out too many times for awards, because they judge strictly on those categories. But I think it's kind of in a class of its own. It's an interesting one.
I don't mean to sound biased here, but I think you should. I think you should send this out. It's a fantastic beer. Master drinkers, if you're ever out visiting 818 Brewery in Canoga Park, you have to give this one a try. Would you mind explaining what, like after I take a drink here, like what notes am I looking for? What flavors am I going to be picking up?
Okay. Yeah. You're going to get a light bit of that very small amount of citrus. We use Amarillo and Centennial hops. Definitely good caramel notes to it. You're going to have like a soft kind of chocolate finish on the back end.
Very much so.
The bitterness is very low, and it's very well balanced with our beers. We're all about trying to figure that balance level where drinkability is at its max. Where you can have a few of these and you're not going to be, this is too sweet.
Absolutely.
This is so bitter and astringent. Yeah. So it's very well balanced.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's just an easy drinker. As far as the environment, you get to sit at the bar and look into the brewery.
You all can see back there.
So,
A lot of fun.
And we're not trying to hide anything here.
Yeah.
It's all on display. We invested a lot into our brewery, and I mean we didn't. This is all off of our. We designed, built everything here ourselves, and we designed it so that you can feel like you're a part of the brewery, and we can actually operate the brew house while the tasting room is open. So you're always going to see some little thing going on in the back. We have tours on Wednesdays. So we just try to convey as much knowledge as we can about how the process works, how beer is made, describe the different styles to our clientele, and just ultimately teach people. That's a big thing. Converting non-craft beer drinkers into craft beer drinkers, and showing people what you love to do and why you love it.
I was here on the 4-year anniversary, and to see the turnout, like the people that came out and supported you, and the founding members as well. It wasn't hard to spot them. The T-shirts, and they each had a number on their T-shirt, which is amazing. Again, that's a great idea. What did that feel like being there that night and experiencing that and getting as much love from the Valley as you got?
Yeah, it's when you come in and you grind every day, and I was thinking about it was like 4 years, I was like, man, it seems a little bit longer. But then you look back on like where we've come from day one, and the system upgrades and the challenges we've had, and like you're saying, where we're at now, distro-wise, like we're getting into new areas, new territories. Our team, like the team that's behind what we're doing, I guess bigger than me and Derrick now. Like we have the idea, we put in the sacrifice to open it, and now it's like we're passing the torch on. You know, we have our team behind us that has passion, and to see them come to life with like their passion, their ideas, and them like reach new levels with what we're doing. It's just that's why we're growing, and that's where we'll continue to grow with having the right team, and then the support. Without the local support, we wouldn't be. There's between places that have us on tap, and then also all the consumers that come in and support us. I mean, that's just seeing that on the 4th year was just same thing. It's like every, just like the first time we were on tap at Crazy Harry's. Those are times where like you step back and like, man, that's awesome. Yeah. You know, like you take a step back and just enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
It makes it really worth the hard work. And this is one of the people who work in this industry are very hardworking, and there's just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into putting a brewery together and producing good beer. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of trial and error, and kind of getting your ass handed to you. we don't always, right?
It's humbling.
Absolutely.
It's humbling for sure.
But I mean, just to see everyone coming out and supporting us, and just people that live down the street and happen to see us and say, hey, I'm gonna come support these guys instead of going and buying corporate beer, and we've had a lot of our founding members that have come out and done the same thing, and they showed up in force at the 4-year anniversary, and just seeing those faces that have been there since the beginning was a great thing.